welcome to Trail Grazers, where today's video was going to be lunch on the trail with the Kelly Kettle. And as you can tell by my rearranged hairdo, we are experiencing some big wind today. We're under high wind advisory, and so we have decided not to go out on the trail. Blue is back from its first checkup, and we were so looking forward to going out with Blue today, but the wind is too bad, and also there's a fire risk, and we're going to have a live fire. So instead of taking out Blue, we will do that soon. We are here on our back patio, and we're going to recreate what it would be like if we were out with Blue and had found a nice spot for a little bit of lunch and a place a little bit sheltered from the wind where it would be safe to have an open fire. And so we're going to do that, recreate that right here on our back patio and fix our lunch without going back into the house or using anything from the house, only things that we would have packed with Blue. So I'm now going to show you the Kelly Kettle and what we're going to be working with. So here are the things that we were planning to take with us in Blue today. So we have our 5-gallon tub of water right here, and I have our lunch bag. Here's the Kelly Kettle. I have a couple of Nalgene bottles with water, and then I have our Stanley cook set, which I believe we showed you in our last video. So what we are going to do is use this Kelly Kettle to heat up some water, to boil some water, so we can reconstitute some of our freeze-dried minestrone soup for lunch. So here is the Kelly Kettle. It fits in this little receptacle like this. We're going to be putting some water in here. The fire will come up through the center of the kettle, boil that water, we hope, in about 5 minutes, and then we will use our Stanley cook set to put the soup in and then put the boiling water on the top. So I am going to put some water in the kettle right now, just using our water right here. I'm sure that isn't enough for us to reconstitute our soup, so I'm going to put this right here and put the kettle on the top. And I'm just going to lightly put the cork in place so that no debris blows into our clean water. And then I'm going to take the camera, and Jim is going to make the fire to get things started so that we can have some boiling water.
Okay, I found some leaves. Again, that'll be kind of like paper response. And I'll kind of shove them in to be able to go ahead and have a good start at least. And then I also have some of the chips of wood that I ended up cutting or splitting for our fires for this winter. And as you can see, we have lots of leaves. I'm going to put in some pieces of wood.
You can look down the top to see.
Oh, can I? Okay, there we go. I didn't even think of that. Okay, I got fire.
All right, we've got smoke coming out.
Still going?
Yeah. I can see a lot of smoke. And if we were out on the trail, we would just be gathering things from around wherever it is that we parked. And where we live, there's always plant debris, dried twigs and wood, and plenty of leaves. So there is not a dearth of fuel for a little fire like this. So we've got good smoke coming. So it took about 5 minutes to get it going. It was complicated by the gusts of wind that kept coming through. but it's crackling now. And it shouldn't be too long before we have some boiling water. Good fire going inside. And we actually have steam coming out the water spout, so it won't be long before we have good boiling water. All right, so I'm getting our pan ready. And I've got our soup, freeze-dried soup right here. So I'm going to put it in here. We now have boiling water, so I'm going to pour some boiling water right here into our soup. And stir it around a little bit. It's rehydrating nicely. And we need a little bit more water.
We don't have any fire.
That's okay, we've got plenty of hot water. So there's still some heat on that fire. I'm hearing the water boiling, so that means that there's still heat.
So you put it up there,
So I put it up here to keep it warm.
and is there any heat?
There's some heat.
I need to probably put another stick in.
Well, I think we're about ready. So I'm going to take a couple of bowls. And a couple of sporks. So here we are, all ready to eat. So I think we're going to actually cheat and use our patio chairs and sit and have our lunch. And then we will, once we're finished, we'll come back and debrief. Jim, what do you think? Now that we're not finished, we still have some soup left.
Oh,
But what's your assessment?
well, it's pretty good. The tomatoes are good. The noodles are good. The potatoes are a little bit not done yet, but otherwise it's tasting good. Nice sauce.
The potatoes are okay, though we can still manage
yeah,
to
we
eat
still
them. They're
manage
not
to eat,
inedible.
yeah.
We sometimes get dust devils, the twirling winds that are a higher velocity than the rest of the wind. I look like I'm crying, but it's just because the wind makes my eyes water. But it came through and put leaves in everything. And so we came into the house. But we belong to, as my mother would say, the Clean Plate Club. We finished our soup. It was really good. The pasta was just fine. The beans had rehydrated nicely. It was just the potatoes that were a little slow to rehydrate, but they were just fine. We started off, before we packed up this morning getting ready to go, with a full 2 quarts of this freeze-dried minestrone. And so we used about this much. And it was just about the right amount. What we learned is that it is possible to use that Kelly Kettle even in the wind, with it as breezy as it was. It was a little bit of a challenge, but Jim is a good fire starter. He makes our fires all the time in our home fireplace. And it works just fine to heat up water quickly for reconstituting. It would also work to be able to cook on the top, like we were doing as we were warming. So this was a good chapter for us to see what our equipment does in a little bit of a challenging situation. And you know, it's not always going to be perfect weather or perfect situation, and so we need to be able to adjust to whatever the situation is. Thanks for joining us. Probably the video is going to be a little chaotic because of the situation, but I hope that you can make sense of it. This was a great learning experience for us, so thank you so much, and hopefully we will see you very soon with Blue out there on the trail. Soon, soon, soon.